All right, today's video is going to be on Caris LeVert, 6'6", 205 pounds, shooting guard / small forward out of Michigan. Now, his stats for this past season was he played in 74 games and he started in 30 of those games. He averaged 12.1 points per game, 3.8 rebounds per game, 3.9 assists per game, 1 steal, and 0.3 blocks per game. He shot 43.1% from the court and 39.2% from behind the arc and 72.2% free throw shooter as well. Now, as a big-time Michigan Wolverine fan, obviously I know a lot about Caris LeVert. I mean, the dude's a dog. In the NBA, he hasn't had a lot of starts, but he's played in a lot of games. I think it's over 272 games he played in, but he doesn't really have that many starts. I think 30 was actually his max, or 32. He doesn't have like that starting ability. Now, the rumors going around is if we miss out on Cam, Caris LeVert's going to be that next guy that we're going to target, and we're going to target heavy on. Now, there is rumors on Cameron Johnson, and shout out to the community. I made that video. I'll probably link it up here on Cameron Johnson. And in that comment section below, y'all said about a 4-year, $100 million contract. And that's right around the lines that the Detroit Pistons are going to try and offer Cameron Johnson. Now, if the Brooklyn Nets do match that, then Caris LeVert will be getting a pretty nice FT call. And we're going to go and target him, the very next player. So, I do like him. I don't think he's starter, but I think in a pinch you can. Kind of going along the lines like, okay, hey, if you need him to play 74 games with 30 starts, okay, that's pretty good. 12 points per game, that ain't that bad. Almost four rebounds, 4 assists, that ain't that bad. And 43.1% from the court and 39.2% from behind the line, from 3-point range. And he also has a 54.3% true shooting percentage too. So, he's very underrated. And I feel like the NBA really don't know what to do with him. What better way to come to Detroit? We love those types of players. Hey, you don't know what to do with you? Okay, come over here. We know what to do with you. And we'll revitalize your career. And hey, after your contract, we probably won't be able to afford you. But, that's what we do. That's Detroit Pistons history. And what better way? Yeah, we have Bojan. Yeah, we have Alec Burks. Yeah, we have Marcus Saucer, Killian Hayes, things of that nature. But, you could utilize Caris LeVert in so many different ways that it almost just kind of makes perfect sense. Like, as a next guy, like if Cameron Johnson is number 1, Caris LeVert needs to be number 2. It just kind of makes the most perfect sense. And Monty Williams could kind of mold him into what he needs to be in the NBA. He's one of the most greatest coaches in developing players. So I kind of expect that from him. And if we do get a Caris LeVert, to take him from, hey, pinch starter, very good role player, to being a solidified starter. Is he going to be an all-star and all this and all that? That's up to debate. An all-star game is fan voted. So, that's up to debate. So, can he be an NBA all-teamer? Possible. Maybe third team all-NBA. I could see Caris LeVert being that. Especially under Monty Williams, and that ain't a bad investment. If you could get an all-NBA teamer, that ain't bad. So, from that aspect, 74 games played, 30 starts, 12.1 points per game. Now, he does average about 14 points on his career. So obviously, I mean, he kind of took a step back shooting, but he had better percentages. So maybe less is more, but if you put him in the right position, you're going to maximize his talent. And, I mean, hey, what if we get him on a cheap kind of scale contract instead of 4 years, $100 million? Maybe we can get him for, I don't know, maybe $13, $14 million per season for 4 years. That's $11 million, you know, $10, $11, $12 million in our pockets. You know, I mean, hey, Isaiah Livers, if you want to come back, we got money for you. If Hamadou Diallo wants to come back, we got money for you. I mean, we can start doing some different things. But obviously, you already know, like I said, I will link it up there in the beginning of this video. Obviously, watch it when you get done with this one. But obviously, you all know that my number one guy is Cameron Johnson. There's no secret to it. I've loved this kid coming out of North Carolina. One of my favorite basketball players came out of North Carolina. That's Rasheed Wallace. So, you know, man, if we could get Cam Johnson and a Caris LeVert, that would be awesome. Because we also have Caris LeVert's college coach in our front office. We have John Beilein in our front office. So, you don't think he could be in Monty Williams' ear? Hey, this is what I used him, and he was fantastic. You know, he was amazing for me at the University of Michigan. So, he has a little bit of familiarity. Obviously, he played at the University of Michigan, so he knows what Detroit basketball is about. So, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. I definitely would go after Caris LeVert, but I want to know what you have to say. Would you go after Caris LeVert? Let me know in the comment section below. We are trying to grow this community, so y'all already know what to do. The best way to help me do what I love to do, which is talk Detroit Pistons content, is hit that like button. And with that being said, I will see you in the next video. Go Pistons! Yes, sir! Peace. Go get Caris LeVert.